Good evening, everybody. We are going to be starting off with a Scrimcast tonight uh, in the last week of the break between the VRML uh, holiday season we had approaching us here in the last couple of weeks. And tonight's Scrimcast is going to be between U.S. agents and Stryker. Stryker chose, despite arranging the cast to choose the Volk side, so we may see a bit more of a uncomfortable defense kind of a play here, it seems, because they do not have a great history on Suburbia. Checking the stats real quick here. They have played it one time so far in the Week 2 pool and have lost with only 2 rounds win. 2 rounds won on this side, giving them a 29% round win chance. In the last couple of weeks, we had started off for the second map pool. While on U.S. agents, we have Suburbia played 5 times with 2 matches won and 31 rounds played total with 17 rounds win. So it's a 55% win rate there for them. And as you can see, we're starting off here in the northwest part of the map, where, in my opinion, this is a pretty easy one to defend, depending on your strategy as a team, because you can basically lock down this lane 1 and 2 over here, depending on your strategy and how you sit here, positioning. You can basically just hold down this entire side, so leaving the rest of lanes 2 and 3 and 4 as your approach. We have several spaces over here that we can be sitting here as well to cover lane 4 and an approach from 3. Suburbia is a very well-known map amongst the community. Basically fills the lobby in 5 minutes, so this is not an unfamiliar map between both teams here. So we will be getting started here shortly. It is 8 o'clock as we are rolling on time, so we're going to check the lobby here. We're going to fill in a few more players here on both sides, and we'll get started here shortly. So with that, I'm going to flip us over to the countdown until we get started here.
Oh, come on!
left.
Yeah, there's still one straight north of Uplink building. I'm kind of pinned.
No radio. I'm. Oh, come on! Alrighty, coming on back here briefly. We are waiting on just the last two from U.S. agents, and we should be starting here hopefully in the next couple of minutes. I was informed they are going to be playing by VRML rules, so we should be able to expect some solid timings and methodologies of how these rounds are played. So hopefully we should be starting up here in a couple of minutes. If you haven't already, please do drop a follow, because they do help kind of get the name out there for Onward content being made. I'm going to be starting up a little bit more streaming stuff here in the next coming weeks as I relocate the computer for a bit better of a streaming setup. So we should hopefully get some more content coming up here. And with that, I'm going to flip over to the in around here just to ensure that everything is good to go and working properly. Alrighty. Just bump the audio a little bit because it seemed a bit low. Can the caster camera not get through the windows? No, it doesn't look like it here. I thought it could. Still waiting on 2. wonder if they're going to be doing a 4v5 here, if they can get another one in on US Agent's side. Let me just check in with the teams briefly and see what's going on. Alright, we do have one more person in. I have not actually heard back from either side just yet, though. So US agents may opt to do a 4v5 for this if they're having some technical difficulties with that last player. But we'll see what happens here. By VRML rules, they have another 8.5 to 9 minutes remaining. But since this is a scrim, they may just opt to play the 4v5 or do a little bit longer than the standard rule set. So hopefully get started here in a minute. Flip the car and hood just a little bit there. Yeah, and they are going to do a 4v5. With that, let's bring it back over to the Volk side. Let's see what Stryker is thinking.
Everyone get to where you can fast. We got this, gentlemen. May God be with us.
I ain't gonna. This is gonna be a struggle for me. I hope that's. Can I do a test shot? Yeah.
Looks like we're doing a 2-2-1 split with Plasma and Game On holding the uplink. Early shots out from Agent Mother, looking to make any sort of contact with Game On that gray car. He is not down, but he is laying prone. So you may recognize he was seen here. Conkid's going to hold the middle here. It might possibly see Captain Rogers as he's coming around, if they do choose to do so. Buckshot's throwing out a couple of smokes made, free fire in some areas that are very common. Oh! A little bit of a
I'm still alive.
TK there. He's only downed, but with that also, game on is going to be starting to look towards U.S. agent there.
Right side.
Plasma is only down over here. You can get some call-outs saying that where agent's position is. Coming on over mid here with lane 3, Captain Rogers. Could have been seen by Lance here briefly, but Conker's gonna get taken out, unfortunately. Game On's gonna go refrag with PKM. This is now a 2-2 with 1 revivable. Plasma can easily get this call out here on Light Skin.
Minus.
Oh! And with a frag grenade down in Game On, it is a 1v1. And he's going to knife Plasma and ensure that he gets the confirmation on the kill there.
Watch right side, we're moving up here.
It clearly gives a call out. Lance hits the deck as Light Skin gets the confirmation here. This is a hectic little round here over in lane 1. I mean, tactfully right now, we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Lance could just hold back a little bit, make sure he doesn't actually come in, but chooses to not do so. U.S. agents getting a little bit of an advantage on that peak, giving them a 1-0 on this. I think the only thing that I probably would have done a little differently on Stryker's side would be maybe go for that revive over here on Plasma if they had smoke coverage, but they didn't deploy any, so I don't know if they actually had anything on them. I wasn't keeping track of utility on them, or maybe hold a bit farther back because you could still kind of see through this area right here if you peek your head up, and you can also keep track of the Humvee section here. So you've got 2 major routes in, and if you have your volume all the way up and you're playing on a quest, you can hear sounds pretty far out. You could hear most likely all the way down to this concrete barrier to determine when they're coming actually into the uplink area. Unless they were crawling or proning all the way over, you probably would have heard them. But that last little peek here, I think, was probably the most detrimental on defense for it. And U.S. agents had a good push in. They had secured mid pretty quickly, and the only thing they really had to hurt them off the bat was a TK down through this, but it didn't really impact them because the revive was capable there. With that, we actually have our 5v5 now. Let's see
It's that barricade
what their
as
thoughts
well.
are.
Yeah, it's that barricade. That's where I want to left. So go to that barricade.
Isabel, fuck that. No, Isabel. Go all the way to lane 1, the left house, all the way on that side. I want you to peek that corner. I want you to sit down. Sit down. If you need to, go up to the concrete barrier. If you need to, go up to the concrete barrier. Don't push up too far. You're all set.
Captain Rogers given some clear tactics here that he was he's hoping for. Looks like Clown's going to take a few early shots
Contact
out
lane
here.
4 behind the bus.
Sounds like the new weapons being utilized. Spotted only 1. There are 3 over here because they are doing a 3-2. came on to take out Clown
-1,
after
-1.
those shots and re-peeking there, leaving an entirely left lane exposed for approach. Lightskin's going to be looking long. Not necessarily going to make contact right away here, though. All of Volk is
Right. Keep
looking
playing
to
green.
the left here, leaving Noir.
Echo 4, lane 3.
Leaving Noir and Agent over right in lane. Oh, Captain Rogers does give a
Echo
quick peek
3.
out onto the lane here and grab that kill. Gives a good call out of 3 remaining. It is a 4v3 now with
I'm
not
trying
the
to push
best
around.
placed smoke.
Okay, I'll keep going.
A little bit of suppression
One of the last ones
coming
alive.
out. Doesn't seem to push either of them in too
We
far.
got one more.
Buckshot popping around that corner. Giving away his position, but Plasma's definitely going to know where he is. He's not looking that way, but he's worried about Lightskin. Does not see him the time as he pokes out. 4-1 now. Conkid's gonna have to refocus here and figure out just exactly how to surgically remove the next few remaining Volk here. We can hear U.S. Agent Mother from this distance. You probably heard him down the lane. Might be thinking it's... You might be thinking it's from Buckshot. Yeah, Buckshot's making that call.
What's your
out there.
location? I'm between 2 and 3.
Just firing for you. Just checking.
Giving a quick clear out shot. Captain Rogers gonna poke around all the way. He's gonna check out the hedges. Conkid's not looking in his direction. He should hear him by now.
What part or 2?
Very, very aggressive coming around here, checking out the house. With a 4v1, he's got a little bit more freedom to do so, with the rest of the team staying back. And he just entirely bypassed him. And with 2 minutes remaining, Conkid's gonna poke back around, see nothing, leaving Captain Rogers a bit questioning as to where he is. He hasn't checked the backyard yet.
Let's see. We got a minute and 45 left.
Here, Conkid from behind gives a refrag for the final kill there. And here's your kill count. Lightskin with leading the charge with a 5-0 here. And game on at 3-2. Putting 8 U.S. agents on the board with 2 points here. Get my UI back. And I think the strategy for Marsoc was good until they needed to figure out how to regroup with 3 people remaining, because they only got the 1 confirmed kill on the far right hand lane and couldn't get Lightskin where he was behind the concrete barrier near the gray car to they couldn't kill him. So they basically just needed to fight their way through what was a condensed formation of everybody in the Volk side, because we had one here nearby the great car, the porch, one sitting behind the wall, and then one directly on the uplink. They basically boxed this uplink in, and nobody was going to come in unless you actually removed one or two of them. And we hear the bell real quick, but we have a new playground location. I have not seen this one actually yet. I have not played Suburbia on the new patch, so I actually did not know this had relocated. I don't remember the monkey bar is in here as well, honestly. I think this is new, because I don't think this little arrangement or the dirt playground was there.
Let's pull this back.
Let's listen in on the MARSOC in the northeast.
Did we beat these guys? I thought they were right.
We've
They were
never
above
played
us a
them.
little bit.
Lane 3, guys. They got it.
They're doing a 3-1-1 with Lightskin holding back, looking long to see if you can find anybody pushing gray car. It's not going to catch anybody there, though. Lance is laying prone behind the Humvee.
I got one under
While
the
we were
bus.
looking there, Conkid does get taken out from underneath the bus, making this a 4 defense versus 5 MARSOC with 2 in the house, leaving the uplink very far away and 2 nearby. U.S. agent is Mother is going to be coming up on Lancer shortly. Sees one, gets 1 kill. Does not get the second. Lance is only down thanks to a frag. Buckshot giving suppression fire, just clearing out the area. And Mother and Captain Rogers coming in and dominating the round. 302 points from Stryker's point of view there. That was a very quick and solid push coming in from U.S. agents with the 3-1-1 turning into a 3-1-2. Lightskin holding back and looking for anybody coming up aggressive. Gave the maneuverability for the folks behind the building coming in and just sweeping all the way through playground, the backside where the Vulcan spawn here. And then the other 2 pushing up through mid on the hedges. I mean, the way this was played was solid from U.S. agent side. I think Stryker leaving only 1 up in the building, because that's a very risky push, would have been more helpful. Say if somebody was peeking back through here to watch for this cross that took place from, I think it was Captain Rogers. And then somebody was needed over on the street side watching the bus, because 3 of them had to cross out in the open over here with a relatively good slice between the cars. So I think if somebody had sat a little bit more on this side, they would have, this side of the street, they would have been able to catch the offense a little off guard. Let's listen on Stryker to see what their tactic's going to be for coming in here with a unanswered 3. They need to start getting some points to at least give them a little bit more momentum coming into map 2.
Watch this cut, because there's most likely going to be someone.
He is indeed right. Captain Rogers is out in the open. Unfortunately, does not get a trade there, despite the neutral angle from Stryker's perspective. Game on. Shooting a few rounds through. Does not connect. Captain Rogers still playing aggressive. Only
Echo
downs
3.
plasma.
I'm pinned down.
I can smoke it if you need. I can smoke it.
And may be able to get... Oh,
Oh, I'm fucked.
Mother takes out Noir to bring up Captain Rogers. So this is Stryker with a 1v5 with one revivable. But he is very far away. We're going to get a confirmation kill on that in a second based on the laser. Game on. Giving a quick suppression there. Real takes back. Trades for the ending. Very well played on US Agent's side with the attack. And with that, we go to a quick flip for Bazaar. And just getting set up here briefly. So, Bazaar is a very different map than Suburbia, where US agents dominated on Marsoc and held very, very tight positioning on all of the 2 uplinks they had in their hands. And I think we would need to see a bit different strategy coming out of Stryker to reclaim some rounds and gain some momentum in here. They clearly tried to pull that off on their approaches, but just were not successful due to how US agents had their positioning and their angles that were being held. With this map, obviously we have Bazaar, which is a lot more mid-range and I want to say chaotic, but cluttered maybe be a better term. And a bit more different for some teams to identify where some head peaks are. For this uplink in particular, maybe not the head peaks, but more the positioning, because it's hard to position somebody directly on this unless you want to sacrifice visibility. So you really can't lay down and see at a safe angle where the attack is coming in from the north. And if you position yourself kind of like so here at the tank tracks, you're exposed very far in from the west on the center street, and you're also exposing the rest of your body back on the uplink here. So usually we see people on the container with the broken wall, a couple people back here in the construction shop. Obviously Blue Room is a good spot for somebody to hang out, but you're a pretty common spot and you're pretty exposed. Unless you're like laying down and head peeking this, you're going to be easily seen, especially if you're standing. And then you have the 2 rusty shacks, where on PC it's a little bit more light. Quest, I haven't seen a significant light change in my opinion, but it might just be me and my own eyes. They did adjust it a bit in the last update, but so you may actually not be able to hide as easily in the shacks. And with that, we have quick spawn on Stryker's side. and doing a round reset. Not entirely sure what happened there, because everybody looked like they were ready to go. But let's set up a few more camera angles here. Since we now know where they are and where and Volk knows where they're going to spawn. I think they may be prepared for a little bit better for an attack in here on the street or the Bazaar Plaza. Looks like we're still delaying here a bit, but I'm not seeing anything in Discord about the postponement. There was one interesting play I did see here a while ago from... what team was it? That would have been Mystery Men, before they actually changed their name at that. And that was somebody sitting back here in this corner, just kind of waiting, lingering back in case somebody had crossed behind. And sure enough, 3 MARSOC came in. They checked the street pretty thoroughly, but the lurker didn't actually poke out at all. They just waited for sounds and anybody to cross behind the tank and to come in from the south here. So when the 3 MARSOC got around to this corner and hopped on out right about here, he hears them and knows exactly where they are for their communications, pokes out, and then just wipes 3 of the MARSOC. And they had no clue where he was sitting, because the guy just sat back here in the corner, just waiting around in case somebody came up from behind, while the rest of the team was a little bit more collapsed in on this and the 4 corners of the uplink. And finally at the end, somebody comes out down the alleyway here, looks south, and they end up dying as well. So the one guy who lurked back here, I think it was Epic Funny Gamer at that, basically got a team wipe because half the team went through the south red alley, or red street here, and he got lucky on that one play, catching him off guard. No player swaps. I wonder if they are discussing something in the lobby, or if they're reworking strategies here, because we have had a good decent delay. And while this is a scrim, if this was a match, since we are playing by VRML rules according to Stryker, if a delay of rounds takes longer than 2 minutes, then they can force, the opposing team, I should say, can force the team holding up the game to play as they are, or call in appropriately from the rule side to open a ticket against the moderator, or I think it was posted in the Discord. Don't quote me on it though, saying those two actions. Investigate those for yourself. But I do remember that 2-minute rule between rounds being a factor. And while doing that is kind of rare, and everybody goes off the auto timer clock, which is in my opinion, a fair thing to do. Rules do state you have 2 minutes between each round. Let me pop open some stats for Bazaar while we are waiting. For US agents, Bazaar for this map pool so far has been played 3 times with 1 match won and a total of 9 rounds won as well. With a total of 18 rounds played between the 3 matches, that means they have a 50% win ratio so far in here. But with Bazaar on the Stryker side, 2 times played, won once, so a 50% match win ratio, 11 rounds played, and 4 rounds won, giving a 36. So there's a bit of a gap, but not terribly much. It's not like a 75 or an 80% win rate to a low 20s. But it's a good enough gap to say they may need to work at this, or they probably have been working at this map with the 3-week break. And interestingly, all of US agents have left. Let me check in on the Discord. Oh, they're changing lobbies due to a issue that a player had. So let me flip over to a different scene here and we'll get the lobby rehosted shortly. Alright, here we go. Just getting set up here. 1 second. Alright, and should be good now based on the Discord chat there briefly. And the uplink obviously has moved into the southeast courtyard a very difficult beast to attack and defend. There's obviously only so many places you can hide in here from the Volk side, and you know all of the avenues that a Marsoc team can approach from. And they're all narrow. These narrow alleys are absolute death traps, because there's only so many places a bullet can fly through, and here, of course. But if you approach this from the south or the north, you have a little bit more room, not as much cover in the south, and you're still kind of in an alley here, but you at least get the stairway vantage while being exposed. It's really a beast to tackle here. Let's pop on over to U.S. agents for the defense of this uplink here, see what they are thinking.
You're toned down.
Looks like Captain Rogers is going to hold back and play a lurker off in the street,
Right here. Rittenhouse, get over
while
here.
we have 4 others holding in tight, 2 next to each other in the southwest there. On the Marsoc side, 2 are going to come in from the far east alley, and we may encounter Captain Rogers here in a minute or so. If they wait for the rest of the team to kind of get in position, they could at least draw a little bit of attention of Captain Rogers off, which would let Conkid, Noir Suit, and Game On coming in from the southwest give them a little bit more time to react. But we do have one looking very long here. May see Noir shortly. Let's find out exactly who it is. It is Clown College. Let's grab his perspective here. Well, he's poking back in with everybody tablet heads down. He may miss a bit of an advance. May miss a bit of an advance in from Game On. If he pokes back out and checks again, he may see Noir here too. He hasn't moved up very far. He's going through the buildings at least, so that gives him a little bit more cover.
-1.
Lance,
Good job.
very
heard him.
nice
I
shot
heard
on on Captain Rogers, as he's saying he barely hears him coming across the wall here. And that leaves Marsoc defending everything with a 4 corners approach. We have Conkid likely able to be heard. Yeah, Mother's gonna do a quick flash check. Not around yet, but does give away the fact that he is there. He's gonna come around aggressively. Conkid drops the tablet briefly and plays a little bit more of a defensive posture. Barely missing each other. Coming over in on the east, Lance and Plasma are surgically going to approach this with good street coverage, bounding across. But nothing is going to be seen here yet. Everybody's holding tight, not poking out, not peeking. Conkid, ooh, barely missing Mother again. If he came around that corner, he would have seen him. Buck gets a quick shot on of Conkid there, as he comes out the archway there. And Mother comes around and takes out Noir as he was coming in here. So Stryker having 3, U.S. agents having 4, 2 in the east on a hard alley approach. Nobody looking directly down here. Lightskin could come around the corner and actually see them. Oh! Only downing. I'm gonna give a check. If Lance says anything, he's gonna give away the fact that he's only downed. Revive coming in. Lightskin barely missing the shot there. Game on. Downing and taking out Bug. But with a refrag from Mother really quick coming on around that corner. Mother getting a lot of action in this corner here of the building. It's now a 2v3 with Lightskin just laying prone, just hanging off the couch there. Not gonna see Plasma or Lance as they opt to come in from the north. Doing some quick corner checks, but they are bunched up real close. A stray bullet could take out Plasma behind Lance. It's coming around corners. Lance does have a smoke grenade to toss in. Same with Plasma. It looks like it's going to get deployed here. Lance downing College. Quick refrag from Mother again with a 4 kills just in this one round. So 1v2, 1 revivable. Lightskin throwing out rounds. Mother coming around and taking out Plasma last second. 7 seconds remaining. A very patient push in from Stryker. That was the best momentum of a push they had there so far on an uplink. And I think their issue on this one was Mother in this building able to swing around and just take a couple of quick shots and then rotate back in to hold his position, because we saw 2 die in this building. We saw 1 in the archway here, and I think that one actually was from Buckshot with this angle right here. But Mother was able to get 4 kills just in this one building between all the angles that they were checking, and almost had a confrontation here, which would have been possibly a trade because it was a front, like a face-to-face kind of an angle, but the North was probably their best way to push in based on the defense, but maybe not their strongest because of the fact that you only have such a small little area to come through here. But you could check the stairway, like peek this corner here, maybe wait for somebody come out of that window, and then peek up and see Lightskin in the window with Clown down there. This is a hard uplink to capture no matter what, though. And just for the declaration's sake, making sure we have these up to date, let me also upload the map as we flip back into the game. And we have an opposite street approach.
Bro, they're gonna look
Plasma coming out risky.
They're over here. Like already on my street. On my street. I seen him.
Given the call out, he probably was seen as well because of the fact that if he saw them, they had a very good position to see that cross, but just not take the shot.
Here, Pop,
Light
I'm gonna
skin
go to
lurking in the
your
back,
side. Just, clear.
with Captain Rogers pushing all the way in on the blue room already. Checking the plaza, not seeing anybody there, and somebody, Comkid's coming way out around back. Maybe trying to get a full team flank, but he's so far away that he's got to sprint through the plaza or really bucket through. Lance gets 4 shots out, does not connect, but Captain Rogers does with the new Victus weapon. Noir taking some additional shots from up top. Comkid does get Clown and taken out at the same time here, but we have, in a few seconds, Stryker with 2 remaining defenders left. Captain Rogers tablet out. Going for it. Plasma can see the uplink. Come on! Is he gonna get him? Is he gonna get him? Just as the code was starting to go in. Now that leaves Game On sitting directly on the uplink. Plasma a bit far off. While getting the kill, gives his position away to Buckshot. So Lightskin and Buckshot are going to check this corner over here, thinking maybe he was jumping on the boxes, but they could shoot through this and start penning. It is only light sheet metal. They should be able to shoot through this and take him out.
No, I don't know where he's at.
Clearly not knowing still where. Oh, he's going for the attempt. I'm not seeing any bullets coming in, so that may have changed. So I have not played much of this update just yet. But coming back to the upload, Mother is getting ready. Tablet is also out. Taking a quick second to memorize his code. Plasma takes him out, and that's going to give Buckshot a quick shot of where he is. Plasma's reloading. Oh! Oh! Unlucky on Buckshot's front. He does get a quick reload in, and the chaos of where he was holding those barrels and being in the all-black uniform gives him a little bit more of an edge, making this a 2v1 in Stryker's favor with 2 minutes 20 seconds remaining for Lightskin to make a move or take out the final 2 players. He's going to opt to not challenge Plasma after knowing where he is, but come around and kind of refocus in, realizing he's the last one up. Trying to see if he's got a frag grenade or anything on him. He's going to do a quick peek through the alley and not see anybody laying directly there. Got a minute 45 seconds to kind of pinpoint where Game On is, or Plasma. He knows where Plasma is within that shack in general, but he's going to opt to not challenge him in close quarters. There's no angle from the window. If he comes in through here, Plasma's going to get yet again another greater angle on him, like his 2 former counterparts. And these bodies should clue him in that this is a very dangerous cross that he would be making. Cap, thank you for the follow here. He's going to see this body and cross the other direction directly into Plasma's laser. It seems like he barely took off attention enough with an adjustment physically. But Game On should see him, and he does indeed. With 20 seconds remaining, Lightskin had to push directly on this uplink or eliminate both of them. He chose to go towards the uplink, which, with how those two angles were sliced, was just not going to happen in here with a 1v2. And with that round, that gives Stryker their first point on in the match here. I'm sorry, Scrim, because there is a big difference. Alright, and with that uplink now fully contested, we move into the center with, I mean, basically a near same approach methodology, but it's different within the last two buildings with the approach. It's obviously a few more places to hide here, and a few more different angles and instead of directly on to hold. But you can cap within this building from this wall right about here, and you can cap from this window frame. So that building I would expect to be watched pretty heavily, while Stryker is now on the attack. Seeing a very different initial setup phase out of US agents than I was expecting. I think they're setting up more for a flank or a rear attack than they're going to see here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Plasma and Lance coming in from the northwest, with Mother doing a whole bunch of angle checks. Lance may get a quick shot at here. Hey, wrong person. I want Mother.
Can you get out of here, please?
You think he's talking to somebody in the room,
Get that
unfortunately.
thing out of here.
Captain Rogers gets one quick kill on Game On with a long shot there. And there's also a return kill. Not sure where that C4 was. I think it was more from Rogers. But Noir has pulled off of where he was, leaving him open for a bit more of a flanking kind of maneuver here. But Conkid is coming in on the uplink. Somebody from US Agents does replace Mother after that kill. It does take him a little bit of time to realize that they are leaving the uplink open, but still, I mean, this positioning, I was not expecting this at all. Captain Rogers way up in the northeast, Buckshot giving a quick call out that somebody is on the uplink. Noir getting Captain Rogers from the east courtyard here as he was getting around a little bit too comfy and aggressive. Buckshot is holding in the spots that are cappable. Thinks he's going in the alley, but Lightskin getting a larger angle coming back, and Buckshot did not realize where he was. Lightskin had to actually tell him where exactly Conkid was. I think holding in that spot was a little bit, for that long, was a little bit risky, but it was definitely not expected by Buckshot. And Noir removing Clown from the back room here gives Buckshot a chance for the refrag, but it also opens up a little bit more of this hole that they've been surgically doing on defense here. It's a 2v1 now with everybody off the rear of the uplink. Removing those angles for everybody coming in from the western side. Buckshot is now going to have to start moving around a little bit more, checking these angles with 2 minutes remaining. Making sure nobody's going to actually come in and cap from behind or sneak up on him. Plasma may get a quick shot if he does come out of that building. Which I think the only time he's so far done that was to pre-fire the alley where he thought Conkid was. One minute 25 seconds remaining. Lance and Plasma are going to have to make this push. And there we have it. Plasma does come around and get a slight better angle to see Buckshot in that hallway, giving Stryker 2-1 on US agents here. And with that, I am going to hop away from the desk, grab a quick water real quick while we have a quick second.
You're not banking yourself up. That's it.
Plasma? Yeah, Plasma. You're gonna be right here. Arms down.
Get the easiest code for my entire life. Hang on. Yeah, you do got that.
Alrighty, I am back. Looks like just in time as the round had started a few seconds ago. Calling it off quick, Plasma is going to sit right where they spawned. Gamon's gonna check long down here. Very aggressive distance push. Does not see action the first 30 seconds, but what we do have is Lance blowing C4. Maybe by accident. He is opting to lay prone on the roof, watching the shops coming in. Oop, a little bit jerky on the camera, sorry about that. And on the Marsoc front, Lightskin and Buckshot are going to take the Plaza and Blue Room approach. With some lasers crossing, but not for the same angles. Lightskin peeking back where Plasma is. Looks like he's going to get the shots. Does not connect for a kill.
I'm still up.
Plasma gives a quick
I
syringe.
hope they think I'm dead or that was just pre-fire.
Laser still focusing there. Let's see what Lightskin is seeing. Not much of an angle. But if he moves again, as he is looking like he's going to, yeah, a few more shots there. He is pinned. Lance gets Captain Rogers in the markets. And Noir's downs. Oh, there's a confirmation. From the cross of street.
There's your smoke, there's your
Lightskin still trying to go after Noir or Plasma. Smoke's coming in for obscuring some visibility, but Stryker is in the advantage with 5-2. College coming across the street. Lance is going to take him out, as that was a very dangerous push there, without knowing where the other shots came from on his comrade over here. Noir also had a good angle on him, so that leaves Lightskin all the way down by tank. With 3 minutes remaining, got the time, but Noir is going to spot him, and he's going to basically pin him into the building and force him to come around through the courtyard. Can't revisit the street. Too dangerous to repeat that. So that's going to bring Plasma's attention.
Make sure they don't somehow see on us, please.
All the way down here. But he's going to peek through. See if we can get a little bit of an angle. See if somebody is directly behind the Humvee or in the sliver of space he might be able to grab from the shop there. Not much visibility offered. With that radio communication, he knows where Noir is. He can hear him. Not making a sound, trying to get a little bit closer so we can at least get into the blue room safety. All eyes trained in this area, with Lance checking last here. Just barely missing the cross in true Onward fashion. Lightskin getting the kill on Noir and pulling back.
I'm gonna move back to the uplink. Yep.
We are getting a bit of a radio bug where we can hear both teams but they cannot hear each other. Plasma taken out as well, unexpectedly getting 2 kills out of the 3 here. He is now pinned, gonna have to put out some smoke to at least get... Oh, that's a frag grenade. At least get a little bit of a suppression, get them peeking back against the corners.
5 seconds.
25-second call out. He's gotta make this move. Lance gets the final kill with a headshot. Stryker, 3-1. And the final uplink after that intense round with only 19 seconds remaining, going from a 5 to 2 advantage with Stryker, having 3 players killed, and having to readjust their defense briefly, so that way they was covered and not cappable, and make this a even fight. Actually, one slightly above what Stryker, because they would have been at 3 if US Agents capped Stryker with 2. So they secured that defense, which gives them the map point here. And in a Marsoc round, they would really need to make this a slow and methodical approach to get this last point they need, or 2 points at that, because capping the uplink is of course 2. But this uplink is a bit more... if you can get 2 or 3 dead on Volk as the approach in, you can cap this, because you obviously can sit behind a tank. You just have to make sure that your Volk are dead around in this alleyway, or in that construction building. And in what seems to be the previous lobby's last conditions, they got quick spawn and on Marsoc with US Agents on Volk. Captain Rogers and Clown pushing this alleyway.
I do try to do that. I try to put it out about...
First shots out are from Lightskin on a very tight angle.
They didn't get quick spawn. I just seen one cross.
Getting the call out that they are on quick spawn, and this is a hard one to spot. I mean, if you're on Marsoc and having to come in through this, you're not seeing that. There's a very slim chance you're going to see that little peak there. That's a truly great position to get that intelligence call out. Game On and Cloud are going to counter each other here briefly. Captain Rogers and Noir Suite seeing each other first. Flashbang is effective. Not a great frag throw from the Bell. College gets the kill on Game On, as we said there was going to be a little confrontation here. Captain Rogers on his back. Noir looking, he's... Oh, I can't believe he missed that. And that could have turned a little bit more... If Noir got that kill, that could have been a little bit different of a turnout for Stryker here, because Conkid's going to get flanked behind and in the front. That puts it a 2-5 with Stryker approaching in from the southwest. Is going to give enough time for US Agents to clear out everybody, confirm the kills, and regroup and reposition back in on the uplink. And all the way down the street, Buckshot is lurking back here. In a very long corner for a G36. This is a tight and nasty angle to hold. Because with what little shadows he has around him and texturing, likely not going to be seeing this attack here. He does have the C4 undeployed. So it's on his chest still. But they, being Plasma and Lance, the lone two again, as these guys have paired off previously, are not going to come in through the street. They look like they're going to come in and then maybe take the southern approach instead of going out in the open for so long. Checking the mini-map, everybody on Volk is moving around and kind of checking the angles, with Lightskin holding back.
Oh, you're on Main Street already, right? Is that you over here?
Oh,
Who are you?
oh.
All
That's
right, Light. Never mind. However, you're clear. Never mind. That's Light on Main Street.
Light gonna be the uplink lurker. Again, with Captain Rogers going aggressive, trying to weed out and hunt down these Marsoc. Not going to encounter somebody just yet, but if they do continue, Lance opting to take a few shots off at Mother, misses, gets the kill there, and he's going to have to pull back.
-1.
And he's going to have to reposition there because Captain Rogers is hunting there and does grab Plasma as he's coming around.
Echo 1.
Accurate kill count of 1 remaining. Lance is not going to expect Rogers on his right. That puts U.S. agents at 2 to Stryker's 3. There's the kill counts there. Let's get the board reset for agents having 2. And declaring that with the scoreboard there. The only thing I could think of for this, actually maybe there's 2 points. Noir knew where Captain Rogers was. He looked right at him with this post. Now, for some reason, whatever that may be, maybe it was just a slight couple inches off on the angle, he didn't see him. But Captain Rogers, as we know from the Spectre's point of view, is a very strong player, and they can see the kill count from there, of course, too. But not getting that kill enabled Rogers to come around and flank in on Conkid for the blue room and let Volk reset. Letting U.S. agents reset is apparently a bad thing here because of the fact that they're holding the same angles and they all are aware of who is covering each section of the map. We saw that through the communication here with Light and Captain Rogers and Mother and Rogers going on the hunt. They didn't care at a 2v5 that their communications were being heard. They just wanted to get in there and find and weed out where they were. And that enabled Captain Rogers to continue going forward with his usual aggressive rifleman kind of away. And as he's there again crossing the street, calling out blue room, does get a hit. Plasma does take advantage of that crossing chaos and get 1. And probably to get the call out on Rogers here. And he's going to come charging in midway on this alleyway here. Not just focusing our attention on that though. We have two coming in from the west, and Lance is
They're
going
crossing
to
left
get
to like.
a shot at in his gut and have to syringe with Mother and Rogers pairing off again in this alley. We know these two are very dangerous together. Plasma is going to take his attention over on Mother, maybe get a shot there. He indeed does. Little bit of a glimpse through that smoke, but that does call out where exactly he is to Rogers. If Plasma peeks this corner, or this broken hole, he could see him right here, right now. Is a peek gonna happen? Ooh, barely across there.
We're sure that's two dead though. We have two dead, most likely.
Rogers is watching this hole. Plasma doesn't know it. And that was a fatal mistake, unfortunately, to repeat that after pulling his eyes off of it. Kill count is accurate. Oh!
Friendly, my
We
bad.
just had a friendly accidental fire. Thankfully it didn't kill him, but it does end up with a kill from US agents. And a refried Conkin taken out by Lightskin here as he was out in the open getting a little too comfy. Captain Rogers coming in on the uplink.
Nice one.
Ended with Noir defending and being the sole defender with direct eyes on. Everybody else is holding angles that are a little bit different. Watching in that rear here. Lightskin's going to peek the shop. With Lance on the opposite corner, they could probably hear each other's movements with that. He's going to opt to play a little bit safe with 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Come back. Looking through maybe the alleyway here. He's going to come through this alley. So he's going to peek it and lay low. Been seeing him staying prone a good amount in the match here so far. Lance is on the other side of the wall from him. And Noir, repositioned to where Plasma was, is going to look this way. He may not see the peek out, though, if Lightskin is careful enough. And Noir moves off just as Lightskin is going to make this peek. Lance doesn't need to move, but Lightskin is going to turn this corner and peek in. Oh! Clearly knew where he was with that sweep. Noir coming in and holds in front of the tank, leaving him directly open. Making this a 3-3 with 50 seconds remaining. They do lose one on Stryker's side, though. They lost Conkin. We may see a brief delay here because of that drop. Uh-oh. Was I in... I hope I wasn't in... Uh-oh. I think I left my scene on the wrong page looking at Twitch. I apologize about that because that obviously is not good. Because I don't have a game preview on that window. And I only realized it when I went to change the scoreboard. Alright, well, since we are here in the East Courtyard after apparently teleprompting or radio casting more like that attack. Again, I apologize. That was clearly not intended, and an error on my part. We move into the Northeast Courtyard and waiting for one player or a 4v5. Now this uplink is obviously cappable through the wall here. So this is going to be an angle that they're going to have to be checking to ensure that nobody sneaks up and gets in an unexpected cap. You can obviously come in and hold back here and get the cap as well if you're directly in on the beam here. Granted, you have to get into that position, so you have to come in through the doorway or from the alley, but it is doable. And then a couple of odd angles to hold would be probably back here for crouching down or laying down to watch the entryway from the south and east while having the trust of your teammates and watch your tablet maintain security in the north and west. Looks like we had another drop here. So I'm going to check in with the teams again, see what's going on. We have one back in now. Not sure what might have happened there, but we are waiting on the final player to come in. Again, both of these teams don't have great, strong showing stats with the current few weeks with the map pool, including Bazaar. U.S. agents had a 50% round win rate, and in Stryker having 36, if I remember correctly. Stryker had, yep, 36% rounds win. So not a currently strong map from both teams, but they are doing kind of well, pairing up and evening out 1-1 with points. I think this may come down ultimately to a game of angles with who's going to defend this uplink or attack the uplink better with how Stryker needs to approach this patiently. With them on Marsoc, they haven't had a demonstratively strong angle and surgical removing. Oh. Well, as I'm saying that, we obviously have people dropping here. So let me chat with the teams again in Discord and see what's going on. Clearly not everybody has dropped off of Stryker. And Konkid did drop and come back in, but we'll see what's going on here. Alright, somebody's responding in now. Alright, they're taking a 15-minute break, so instead of just me flying around here, I'm going to put in the be right back AFK kind of a scene, but it is going to be a bit of a wait here. Now they don't have to obviously take the entire 15 minutes, but they can exercise that if they want to. So, sorry about the delay. Hope you stick around for watching the final round of Czar here with the Northeast uplink. But we'll be postponing this part for a brief minute.
South apartment, one down. Left. -2 left. radio. I'm. Oh, come on! South apartment, one down. Left, left, left. -2 left.
Yeah, there's still one straight north of Uplink building. I'm kind of pinned.
No radio. I'm. Oh, come on! 2 left.
Alrighty, we have just one missing left. So we should be coming back up here. And I'm just gonna get set back up. I was told they were going to be starting at 9:45, which was a couple minutes ago, so they might be having one person still away and hopping back in. And just to recap, this was a scrim that was offered, I believe, between U.S. agents reaching out to Stryker, and Stryker requesting the cast. So I do thank them for reaching out and liking at least my historical styles of doing this, trying to tighten up a few things with the learning experience that I've had over the last few months with casting, and a few things that I've kind of taken note of with some official casts that I've been on for VRML. Hopefully going to be starting those up again shortly here in the next week or so. And getting my feet a little bit more wet and comfy with the official side to potentially start doing solo casts or being a main caster with another co-caster for bronze and silver teams. With that, I recommend going to follow the Onward VRML Twitch channels if you haven't already, because a lot of action does happen there when the matches are ongoing, because we are in the tail end of a 3-week break for the holidays. And that was just Onward_VRML in Twitch, and they have 3 channels there. The main one is primarily utilized by the more experienced casters, such as Nightfire, F. Lipinski, Skyjoker, and a handful of others. And VRML2 is geared more towards the silver and gold teams with a little bit more caster experience after a bit of time in the casting chair for VRML. And then the third channel is for the newcomers to kind of get their casting feet underneath them and get some more experience before stepping up the ladder to VRML 2. And that gets a little bit more attention between the main channel and the second one. So if you haven't yet, those are good resources to check out for more casts while we're still waiting for this last player on Stryker to come in. There's also the VRML website. They have not only just Onward, but they have Echo for another team and for another league and set of teams, and that is also a very active game with VRML. and has an entirely different set of rules than I can keep up with. We do have those matches casted as well on the VRML channels, but they are for Echo focused instead of Onward. For myself, I'm going to be doing some more Scrimcasts in the next few weeks, and hopefully getting set up in a new living arrangement to have a little bit more interactive casts where it's a bit more dedicated of a space. And with that, we're going to do this last round on Bazaar as a 4v5 with Stryker opting to drop the 5th player, putting them at a disadvantage. Con Kid's going to rush out as Lightskin is watching this alley. I'm sorry, it's a street. And Noir is going to continue pushing this. Without Lightskin at least watching it briefly here, but he is watching the dumpster here. Plasma and Lance still battle buddies over here, coming through the western markets, checking long. Noir's going to deploy some smoke, let us get a little bit more cover. It's not going to give him enough distance to get into that alley, though. Captain Rogers pushing up just past Plasma. And he is coming in for a alley flank in case Noir does come down this way. But he's going to actually turn and continue pushing along, maybe catching Noir off foot from behind. With Plasma and Lance still holding roughly the same positions we had about 15 seconds ago. Noir should hear those footsteps behind him. Rogers aggressively pushing in. Noir's going to look back. Free-firing through the barriers and does not connect. With Captain Rogers pushing in from behind. It's going to confirm both of those. Despite Light getting that confirmed kill before. Plasma's pushing in on his own with Lance checking from behind. Might see Rogers if he pushes forward, but he's holding still. Looks like he might just be communicating with the rest of the team briefly here. He's going to come back where he knows it's safe. He's going to turn in. He's checking it. Oh, he does. Oh. Opts to not last second there. And with that, Lance pulls off. Coming back in on Plasma. Definitely can hear Buckshot's footsteps. Just going to watch the corner here for a second. Maybe Buckshot will pull out. He's inside, so not a great chance of that happening. And covering the rest of Volk. Clown is holding directly on uplink. Tablet's finally on the ground there for him, because that is critical as you're sitting on the uplink there. Same with Buckshot. Everybody's got their tablets on the ground when they are defending here. Plasma is coming up behind him. Not going to see. His foot could peek out, but shooting that would not be great idea for clipping. Checking the map here, Captain Rogers is all the way in the south, going his usual aggressive route, but nobody's around there, and Lightskin's going to down and then confirm Plasma, as he's holding, lurking far back in the apartments. This puts Lance at a 1v4. With a minute 48 seconds left, he's got to come in from behind here on College without actually giving away his position sound-wise as he approaches. And Captain Rogers gets him with a trade at the end, only downing Captain Rogers, giving US agents the match, as they had won Suburbia previously as well. And with Bazaar, it was always a kind of a one step up between each team there. It was a back and forth round with everybody kind of holding tight angles on defense, and Stryker just not finding them as they approached in on Marsoc. US Agents is a very good team to hold those uplink angles, and they are very disciplined on not peeking around the corners when they don't need to, or when it's not necessarily appropriate. They may have been practicing that pretty recently, because I don't remember this kind of gameplay from them a little bit ago. And they also could have been learning that from watching other casts, or both historically and recently, because it is something that we have seen a few other teams, such as Strive, really taking to heart, of not peeking those corners at all, and only watching the angles that they designate for themselves to actually be taking. Now I'm going to get set back up here while they figure out a 4v4 or getting some folks back in for a 5v5. And now Tanker is, at least in my opinion, an interesting choice, because this is really a much larger version of Cargo, but with many more angles to hold and many more routes in on the uplink, both from the sides of the map and coming up underneath from either side, because they do have the staircase available on each side, and they can approach them from the far back or the center.
Refiring is worth it.
15 and 10.
You're good. You're really good.
Noir is going to push up mid with Lightskin going down underneath, probably hearing those footsteps. College is going to throw a few shots downrange to see if he can get anything up. And that clutch shot is just clearing out underbelly with nobody down there. And Plasma holding an angle lower than I've seen or expected here, with not a great visibility between these barrels and the mast for the Cargo. Lance peeking around, he could see Lightskin if he moves a little bit more forward, but they are all holding on the center line of the map. Lightskin and Noir trade here, but it's not a true count until that confirmation, and Buckshot takes some utility off of a a killed player there. College is looking for Lance. If Lance holds still, he probably won't get seen. But he's also on a better angle than Clown College here. Buckshot might actually cross in, because Lance has been remained quiet. And he indeed does. And that puts Clown College a little bit more aware that somebody was behind him there. But Lance did pull back behind that door. Maybe peeking underneath it would have seen somebody. These are the same containers as on Cargo and USS Quest. And with those final kills, this makes US agents at a disadvantage with a 1-2. Alumni not peeking the doorway, but Plasma is. Moves off just in time, I think, for College. Plasma should at least hear him or be aware that he's going to be coming from this angle, it looks like. With that, about a half mag there, Plasma gets the final kill for Stryker on the board with 1. And doing Tanker on a 4v4 might prove a bit interesting in terms of defense, because you have to keep everybody directly on it. Like, you can't have somebody going out off in the distance or on their own rampage, kind of a kill set, as you normally see like on Cargo, because of the fact that you only have 4 players and one person dying could put the team at a disadvantage defense-wise. And with this uplink, there's a lot of places you could hide and tuck into. As we saw with Plasma holding this angle here and then kind of rotating back in after a couple of deaths had happened. We also have the ability to peek from the stairway and start kind of methodically clearing out sections and seeing where people are, because you can peek between these boxes and underneath the pallet there. Lance had demonstrated over here on this side, but could peek underneath the doorway and see fully across the map, and watching that corner cut there. So we'll see how US Agents approaches this, and Stryker with Marsoc, who haven't capped yet, but they have gotten close a couple of times.
Because we need somebody on this objective.
How am I gonna radio you if I die?
Post-mortem, of course.
And Captain Rogers opting to go off underneath with Alumni behind him. Looks like they're going to try to flank around from behind. With Conkid already down there and watching. But we may see some action here shortly as the 2 teams come into contact here. Captain Rogers goes down. Their strong attacker.
There's another one.
Underneath here. Sounds do give away Clown. Light skin shooting somebody underneath the pallet, making this a 3v3. And Clown downing Noir, but Conkid's gonna get a refrag here. Well, maybe not. There's just enough of a delay between the approach. The frag does not injure him as it went around the corner just slightly out of reach. Looks like he's just gonna play this nice and quiet and let college come to him. Smart play here, as this PKM could do a lot of suppressive damage underneath. Choosing to cross out. He does get Con Kid there. And Lance is behind him and gets the refrag, making this a 2v1 in favor of US agents because of how far out those two had decided to go, and one dying up top. Buckshot and Lance seeing each other. Buckshot with Jam in the corner and start refiring. Is at a 1-1 rounds win here. Mouse move there. And that locates the uplink in the center of the map with very few places to directly sit on it safely. You obviously can cap from a little bit of a distance here with most of the way on the container and behind the water barrel. And then with a little bit of a stretch come in without much cover from the southwest side, and then no cover really directly in on this container. Just update the scoreboard briefly here, because I can't remember anything easily after such a long game of casting in here. And I've gotten scores wrong in the past, so I want to ensure that I keep this accurate. Now, as a 4v4, this is going to, again, I mean, the first location was going to be interesting just in the fact that there were places to hide and angles to hold. But with this one being more open, I mean, it could be anybody's game, I think, in this one because of the fact that we have, Stryker, okay, the scoreboard, or the UI here did not reflect what was actually in the scoreboard.
Right? I'm about to...
Or did it?
Are we doing a 3v4? Because this is... I don't think we're allowed to do this. It's upstairs.
It's showing somebody on the scoreboard, but Conkid is not in here. The 3v4 is legal by ZRML rules, but starting this off is not a good positioning for the master. Stryker loses one, and Plasma coming in for a refrag on Buckshot. Lightskin, the lurker, is holding back, might get caught off guard by Plasma here, and indeed he does, making this a 1v2, but Stryker has to basically collapse back in because the uplink is wide open. College is looking this angle. Barely gets missed. Pre-fire does not connect there, but turn the corner with another pre-fire from US agents does give him the advantage. And just to recap, in case anybody has come in a bit later on, here's the current score overall, with US agents taking the scrim and Stryker putting up a bit more of a fight on Bazaar, and it looks like we might get some more of that fight out of them for Tanker. But we did seem to lose somebody in the middle of that round planning session. And with Tanker having the light adjustments, it is a lot more right than it used to be on both PC and Quest, making it easier to see and kind of brightening up those corners that you could hide in with the black uniform of Volk, such as back here in this corner and behind these barrels, and still cover an uplink on this mast, as well as a few other different locations. We're gonna get everybody in from
I'm gonna come from right.
Stryker. Yes, we are. It is a 4v4.
Kansans are almost dead. Wish us luck.
Mag.
Well, let's just go fuck them up. You know, just go fuck them up. Just go do it, boy. Let's go do it. Do the Mountain Dew.
With a longer range spawn, we're gonna have Noir checking some angles late game here, or late distance here, but Plasma rushing up on uplink without the rest of his team support. Rogers is gonna grab him as he's coming around the corner, not checking that angle.
Yeah, no shit. I'm watching the right.
Stryker is left with pushing hard left here with 2, and one up top, Lance is looking for Rogers and did not see him in time there. Conkid is coming up directly on the uplink with Rogers coming around the corner. I can't believe that just happened here, honestly. The fact that Conkid did not see him and starts backing in to the uplink with Rogers in clear sight.
Shut up. I got 3 of them.
And Noir is going to have to really watch himself as he approaches here, because Rogers seems to be
Thanks for
scrounging.
the rifle, buddy.
Yeah, he's going to grab. He's going to grab a rifle, make those gunshots sound a little bit different, but with Noir being the only one up, if he hears a friendly weapon and knows that all of his teammates are dead, it should still give away the fact that somebody had stolen that gun and is in a different position over here. Oh, Captain Rogers, still coming around and looking for those final kills.
Is that
You
on
want
the
some
side that
cheese
container?
crackers? Cheese crackers?
Gonna have a bit of a friendly exchange here. Buckshot and just barely get his legs out of sight when he was peeking it. And comes around looking for the kill, but does not get it. Noir does grab him while the flash comes in just late and does wear off in time. So this is now a 1v2 with Lightskin coming in long from the north side of the map and rotates directly off to come back in on the uplink again. Hollis should have grabbed him there and a trade at the end. Oh, such a great fight from Noir there. And the uplink has moved underground. Oh no, it has not. Okay, I thought it was underground in the storage room. This one being basically a smokable uplink as your only real means of getting in with at least a little bit of concealment is going to be their best bet. But with U.S. agents having Captain Rogers and Clown College here as aggressors, they probably will not do a cap approach, but go for the kills. We really haven't seen them go for a cap so far yet, and have really just focused on getting their kill counts up higher and higher on each map here, trying to just pick apart the enemy team and get them as dwindled down as possible so they can't come in for their own cap approaches. Of course, that's a glass window there for, or window you just can't fit through as a camera. So, with those expectations, let's see what musical entertainment U.S. Agents
No, that's the
provides
cheesy
us.
You're just mad because you want to steal my damn kills.
I'm mad because I stole your damn kill.
Bro, cannot move. My controller drift.
Everyone just shut up.
Captain Rogers coming in hot with Noir and Plasma. Noir ducking off, but Plasma getting caught out in the open. Captain Rogers is eliminated, making this a 3v3 with... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, what's going on here? Oh, he's choosing to use the pistol, it looks like. Flash does connect, and Lance gets the kill from behind. And that leaves Buckshot with a cross-map approach. And Lightskin coming in from mid as Conkid comes in and takes out Buckshot with the new AK-104. Lightskin very aware of his position, looking for that angle, and Conkid just barely get missed crossing over that.
On me, on me.
Flash does not seem effective based on the movements here. Seems just out of range. Lightskin only downs him and does not have the angle to confirm.
I need revive.
Yeah, you
He
were.
clearly hears
You waited
those
too long. He's
callouts,
going to
but
uplink.
Lightskin still a 1v2 here. Approaches in from the northwest, looking long for Lightskin, trades, and Stryker wins the round. Eliminating Captain Rogers was very critical for them to win this round. Very, very critical. And while he did get one person down early, getting him out of the game and eliminating that higher kill ratio definitely played into Stryker's defense on this. That basically freed them up to take in a different approach than what they needed to if he was alive, because of the fact that because of the fact that he plays very aggressively and is very accurate with his shots. Stryker could at least be a little bit more free to move and take advantage of the, I don't want to call it a weakness, but different play style of, say, a lurker like Lightskin and Buckshot being a bit aggressive over in the south building and containers. And I'm not sure what Conkid was doing with the pistol. It may have been just something to play around with or have a little bit of fun at. Because he clearly could have hit him if he had the right sight line in the sight picture there. Maybe not kill because it was just a Makarov, but it was a little
That's not.
unique to see there.
Does everybody know where they're going?
Yep.
And with that
These
round,
people, are you seriously running your shot?
we
Yes, we went
are
over it. We went over it.
I got it.
with Stryker
Alright, get a
on
C4.
Marsoc
Yep.
and Buckshot
Fucking kill these
taking a
guys.
shotty. Captain Rogers a little bit flustered maybe after that round. Stays up top, might see... Oh, might see Noir? Oh no, they're all downstairs. They were not expecting this. College alumni is going to see somebody here briefly. Captain Rogers does take out Lance down below. And Buckshot with the shotgun does get killed here. Captain Rogers and Noir are going to face off shortly. Frag that does go short, but it does get some shrapnel into the window. It's not connected with Noir. Oh! Only downing him.
He's in for kill.
Sure am.
There's the confirmation. This is a 2 defense on 3 attack with Noir up top. College still laying prone down below, unaware of what's going on up top here with their strong player down. Flash did looked like it was successful on Noir here. And Con-Kid coming in from the far west. Not going to see anybody initially here, but this could pincer Lightskin. College is going to come up and... They do both rotate back off there briefly before that flash goes. Lightskin grabs Con-Kid in the north. Noir is sweeping in with the more ammo. Gets that kill. Lightskin is in a better advantage point here with Noir holding full body neutral angle out on him. Lightskin opts not to cross through that doorway, leaving him in a much better defensive position where Noir has to make the move with 3 minutes 30 seconds remaining. Noir opting to stay underground here, leaving Light to try to keep looking between all these corners. Comes back up top here, interestingly, through the same doorway. Maybe it was enough time for him to actually let Light rotate back and reset a bit. That confirmation shot may have just given away his position, though. Oh! And from behind, US agents win the 3rd map. And that is the scrim. Well, hopefully that was entertaining and informative of each other's playstyles. A bit educational for players on both sides, what strengths and weaknesses they had played through there. Tanker definitely was a bit interesting with 1 less player count because of the need to defend the uplink just a little bit more. But seems to have played well for US agents with their angles that they hold and a stronger attacking player set with the shorter and smaller maps with some close quarter ranges. I think it would be interesting to see both of these teams on a larger map such as Downfall or say Snow Peak, because of the fact that they stuck to what seems to be more familiar distances and terrains, and where Snow Peak kind of throws you into both inside and outside, where you have to kind of balance those strengths and weaknesses of the terrain. Again, thank you for the cast, and have a good night.